Now, the next we have functional level strategies. Who will come at functional level? What is the scope of operations to that particular functional area? So, what is the learning objective of this chapter? To study the strategies that are prepared for each and every functional area. How many functional areas we are going to cover? Marketing, yes. Finance, then we have production, R&D, logistics and SCM, supply chain management. Then we have HRM, human resource management. All these are the functional areas that we have. Now we are going to understand about each and every functional area and what kind of strategies that are prepared. The first one that we have is marketing. There is no other thing. For corporate level strategies, we have Gluck and George. Business level strategies, we have Michael Porter. No such thing is for this. These are just strategies for functional areas. Every functional area is different in its functions. We will only study what kind of functions have been performed in those areas. And particularly about marketing, everything is not discussed. I will only explain 3 concepts in marketing. That's it. I will not explain techniques. Okay, it will be a huge concept to understand about techniques. So I'll skip with that. I will explain definition of marketing, marketing mix, and connecting with customers. These 3 will be enough. Techniques, there are 13 techniques are there. By the time we deal with the 13 techniques, we can complete finance and production. That's why. Okay, it's all because of time factor, nothing much than that. So let's start with marketing. Marketing is a very interesting area for business. Marketing strategy. The first thing that we have to know about marketing is definition of marketing stated by Philip Kotler. Philip Kotler is generally considered as father of marketing. He have given a definition for marketing. Let's start with that. He says, marketing is a social and managerial process by which individuals and groups obtain what they need and want through creating, offering and exchanging of product value with that of others. This is the definition stated by Philip Kotler for marketing. This has been stated by Philip Kotler, who is considered as father of marketing. What is he trying to say in this definition? First, he says that marketing is a social and managerial process, because it can happen socially and it can happen managerially. Why he says socially? Because even a person also do marketing of himself. In techniques we have person marketing, because it's a social process. People also do marketing of themselves. Celebrities will do this, politicians will do this, film stars will do this. They will promote themselves. That's about social marketing. Now what will happen with this? By which individuals and groups obtain what they need and want. Through marketing our wants are satisfied. How? Company do marketing, awareness is created, will go and buy the product, our need is satisfied. Now how this will happen? Through creating. Company will create a product, company will offer the product, and what we do? How we exchange the product? You go to shop, give a white paper and ask a shop guy to give a product. Tell him that, look, money is also a piece of paper. I am also giving the same piece of paper with the same measurements. Take this paper and give me product. Then he will give you a tight slap. Because you have to give something which is having value. So gratefully, Philip Kotler wrote this definition. The last term even applicable for barter system also. What happens in barter system? Goods are exchanged for goods. Give a good which is having value and take the good which is having value. That is what marketing is. Social and managerial process. Helping to achieve needs. That happens through creating, offering and exchanging. The exchange should happen value with that of others. This is what the definition for marketing stated by Philip Kotler. Understood with the definition? Done. Next in marketing that we have to understand is connecting with customers. Through marketing, how a company can connect with customers. For this, what the company have to do? A 3-step process is there. Because most of the cases companies will do marketing in order to establish connectivity with their customers. For that, they have to follow 3-step process. First one is market segmentation. Market segmentation. Then market targeting. And third one is market positioning. These 3 steps. Why these 3 steps? To connect with the customer. What is market segmentation? Stands for dividing up the total market into segments. If any company is manufacturing a soap, first they need to divide the market into segments. Soap for men, soap for women, soap for kids. Divide. Then targeting, select a segment. Soap for kids. After selecting, manufacture the product and position the product in the market. Sell like manufacturing a soap for kid and selling the soap in the market. Stands for positioning. Segmentation stands for dividing the total market into segments. Targeting stands for choosing the best segment. Positioning stands for serving the chosen segment better than the competitor. These 3 steps will help the company to connect with the done. Understood the 3 points? Next, major concept of marketing that we have is marketing mix. What does marketing mix consist of? It consists of some variables. All these variables are under the control of a company. Marketing mix consists of some variables. We are going to discuss 7 variables. That's why these 7 variables are called as 7 piece of marketing mix. Okay. These 7 variables will be under the control of the company, which means some elements. All these 7 elements, if company successfully implements, then the marketing program will be successful. Now, what are the 7 elements? Again, the 7 elements are divided into 2 parts. First, we have 4 piece of marketing mix. 4 piece of marketing mix. After that, expanded 3 piece of marketing mix. Okay. Now, what are the 4 piece? Simple but an effective concept. Product, price, place and promotion. Meanings are so simple. Product stands for, now you can understand why 4 P's we have said. Everything starts with a P. These are called as 4 P's of marketing mix. Product stands for goods and services manufactured by the firm. Will the company sell the product for free? We need to pay some. Price stands for amount paid to obtain the product. Okay, product means goods and services manufactured by the firm. Price stands for amount paid to obtain the product. place where the product is available for the customer, in which place you are offering the product to the customer. Promotion, persuading the target customer towards the product. Persuading means attracting. Like when a movie has been made, they will do promotional activities. Why the promotional activity? To attract the customers. Clear? Once again, product stands for products and services manufactured by the firm. Price stands for amount paid to obtain the product. Place stands for where the product is available. Promotion stands for targeting or persuading the target customer towards the product. In order to persuade the target customer towards the product, there are 4 ways of promotional activities are there. They are nothing but, yes, personal selling. Next we have advertising. After this, publicity, and then sales promotion. What are these 4 are promotional activities? Personal selling, door to door. Right? Long back it used to happen. Oldest form of creating awareness happens with oral communication. A person comes and orally explains you about the merits of a product and he will convince you to buy the product. One good thing about personal selling, starts with mutual interaction, ends with a sale. He convinces you to buy, ultimately sale will happen. But it is not a cost effective means of reaching more number of customers. Because you are spending money but not reaching more customers. That's what. Advertising. You will spend money but reach more number of customers. You can add creativity in advertisement. There are different media that you can use in advertisement. Print media, broadcast media, digital media. By using any of these 3 media, advertising can be done. For personal selling and advertising, company spends money. Without spending any money, if you do promotion, that comes into publicity. Skillfully promoting the product in a media with negligible cost. You are not spending any money, but you are promoting your product. Like how our Guru RGV do. When he makes a movie, he don't need to spend money for promotion. Poor Rajamouli will spend lot of money for promotion. Now, our Guru Ram Gopal Verma, only title is enough to create promotion. No special money need to be involved. Announce the title. News channel will call him. He scold few. Few will scold him. Promotion over. With a negligible cost, if any company try to promote its product, it's called as publicity. Sales promotion. Anything which has been done exclusively to boost the sales. There the answer lies. Sales promotion. Any promotional activity to increase the sales. Discounts, offers, cashbacks, 1+1, kiosk model, exhibition. All these are for the purpose of increasing sales. Now what are these 4 are? This 4 will come into promotion. We are done with 4 P's. What are the 4 P's? Product, price, place, promotion. What are the 4 ways of promotion? Personal selling, advertising, publicity, and understand the key terms. Which type of promotion will happen with negligible cost? Which happens through oral communication? Done. So we have expanded 3 P's of marketing mix. They are people, yes, physical, evidence, and then process. These are the 3 P's. Overall 7 P's we have. Expanded. First 4 P's were there. Additionally 3 more P's have been added. People. All human elements who are actively participating in marketing are people, including employees of the company. Without people you can't do marketing. Physical evidence. Market and environmental factors will act as physical evidence. Process. Marketing happens as a set of activities. Procedures. The procedures that has been followed in marketing is considered as process. People means all human elements. Physical evidence is market and environmental factors will act as physical evidence. Process means a procedure followed to run marketing. That's it. all these 7 variables will be under the control of a company. That's why they are called as controllable variables. If all these variables have been effectively implemented, then marketing program of the company will be a successful one. This is enough about marketing. Like marketing techniques, you better have a look at the techniques. Around 13 techniques might be there. As you can see, the definition of marketing has been given here, stated by Philip Kotler. And then 4 P's have been given here. After that, expanded 3 P's have been given here. And then promotional method, personal selling, advertising, publicity and sales promotion. You can highlight the key term as per the terms that I have stated. And then we have some techniques. Different techniques for different purposes. I am not going through with the techniques as of now. Right? Let's go with the next one. Finance strategy formation. From here, all the functional strategies are very simple to understand. Finance. What is finance is responsible for? Look at the term. Acquiring sources of funds, developing financial statements and budgets, management and usage of funds, and evaluating worth of business. You know, all these are functions of finance. But we are not studying all the functions. We will study only one function. What is that? Evaluating the worth of business. Rest of the functions we are not going to focus on. Not only that, what a finance guy will do? Raising capital. How the capital can be raised? Debt and equity. This. Next, to lease or buy fixed assets. And to determine the dividend payout ratio. And to extend the time of accounts receivable. And whatever the accounts are there, establishing certain percent of discount and determining what should be the cash in hand. These are some of the job that finance guy have to do, but you better know the rest of financial activities. And after that, this thing is not needed. A practical question, sometimes it will come. You being a finance manager, how you are going to get the funds without disturbing the general activities of business? It's a practical question. For that, what you have to do is that first you have to convey the capital structure of a company. The capital structure of a company consists of 2 things. What are they? Debt and equity. Is it good to procure the entire capital through equity? No, ownership will dilute. That's why appropriate amount of debt and equity need to be maintained. This explanation you have to write. And along with that, what are the ways to get the funds? First, create a capital structure. Your capital structure should consist of 2 things. What are they? And then you should have some procurement of capital and working capital borrowings. You need to maintain some reserves and surplus as source of funds. Then the manager need to maintain good relationship with banks and financial institutions. Then you provide explanation why debt and equity has to be there. This point talks about it is not better to go with the equity. If ordinary stock is issued, the ownership will dilute. That's why there should be appropriate amount of debt and equity. And after this, you have to write about evaluating the worth of a business. In order to evaluate the worth of a business, 3 simple methods are there. Evaluation of worth of business. 3 methods. What is the first one? Net worth or stockholders equity. Because all these points as a finance student you know. That's why just giving you a quick briefing up. Net worth. Simple way. What is net worth is? Total assets minus outstanding liability. Next one is not a calculative one, imaginative one. In order to evaluate the worth of a business, the next method is not calculative, imaginative. Look at the point why we are saying imaginative. Future benefits to owners through, you can't decide how much net profits a business will get in the future. Imagination. Now how the imagination can be drawn? These benefits are considered to be much greater than the amounts of profits. There is a thumb rule for this. What is the thumb rule? Business worth is equal to 5 times for the current annual profits, which means for the future profits, you are increasing your net worth for 5 times. Imaginative one, thumb rule. It is not necessary that your net worth will be increased for 5 times every time. But on an imaginative note, you will get a value. Next, what is the third one? Market determined business worth. In that first one is comparative price method, which means depending upon the selling price of a similar company, you are comparing your company with the other company. Whatever the selling price of that company will eventually become as selling price of your company. Look at the explanation. The firm's worth may be based on the selling price of a similar company. What is the next method that we have? P ratio. You know the formula for P ratio, MPS by EPS. Then we have outstanding shares. Look at the formula for outstanding shares. Multiplying the number of shares outstanding by the market price per share and add a premium. Now these three methods will come into market determined net worth. So in order to evaluate the net worth, three methods. Business worth can be evaluated by three methods. Net worth, then future benefits to owners through net profits, market determined. Market determined net worth is into three. Comparative price method, P ratio, outstanding shares. Finance is over. Nothing much to understand about finance. Next one is production. I will give an outline for production strategy to simply understand this concept. Production strategy. Actually, the term that I am going to write now will be in the form of points. Paragraph. I will try to divide that into points. All the activities that happens in a production department are majorly categorized under two heads. Some activities are called as production system, and some activities are discussed under operations planning and control. Operations planning and control. So all the activities that have been done by production department are categorized under two heads. Some activities are into production system, some are into operations planning and control. The activities that happens in production system are long range in nature. They are long term activities. Operations planning and control activities are day to day in nature, day to day operations. Okay, let's check the activities that happens under production system. The activities that happens in production system are defining plant capacity, location and layout. Plant capacity, location and layout. You know the meaning of these three terms? Plant capacity, location, layout. Can these three things be changed regularly? You can't change it. It's long term. Once fixed, you have to fix. You can't change your plant on regular basis. A production guy need to define plant capacity, location and layout. Next, product or service design. Product or service design. Now this thing will also be not changed very regularly. This is not something day to day activity, long term. Product or service design. Next, work system. Work system, how the work should takes place. In a factory, production happens. In production, systematically one after other activities takes place. Work system, it cannot be changed regularly. The what we call assembly line, the assembly line will not be changed. Work system. Next, degree of automation. Degree of automation. When it comes to degree of automation, it can be manual, semi-automated or fully automated. How your production should be? It has to be fully automated, semi-automated or manual. Long-term activity. Next one, degree of vertical integration. Degree of vertical integration. Just before we have discussed about vertical integration. To what extent you can go for vertical integration, either backwards or forwards. All these activities are long range in nature and these activities will come into production system. Now there are some other activities that comes into production strategy that are operations planning and control, that are day to day in nature. They are production planning. Regularly it has to be done. Production planning. If production happened regularly, there should be material supply. Material supply. This also relate to day to day. And then you should take care of cost and quality. Cost and quality of the material. And then maintenance. Maintenance. Maintenance of what? Plant and equipment. Plant and equipment. What happens if regularly plant and equipment is not maintained? Machinery become worn out. If all of a sudden machinery gets stuck, particularly if it is a 24/7 operating firm, huge loss will happen. Now all these activities are day to day in nature. That's our production strategy. The same thing has been conveyed in the form of points in production strategy. Look, all the activities are divided into two heads. One is production system. What happens in production system? List of activities are here. Capacity, location, layout, product or service design, work system, degree of automation, extent of vertical integration will come into it. These generally, all these decisions are long term in nature. Then operations planning and control. These are concerned with production planning, material supply, inventory, cost and quality, maintenance of plant and equipment. These are with respect to day-to-day operations that have to be done by keeping long-term objectives. Done. If you can remember, in production strategy, two activities are divided into two parts. One is production system, operations planning and control. Activities of production system are related to long range. Operations and planning activities are day-to-day operations. Production strategy is completed. Marketing is over, finance completed, and then production is over. Then the next one that we have is, we'll discuss R&D, then we'll come back to logistics and SCM. R&D, research and development. First, what do R&D people do in the company? Research. Certain points you have to remember here. The points goes like this. First thing, R&D people are responsible for development of a new product. Second point, modification of the existing product. Third one, adjusting the process as per the availability of raw materials. Fourth one, modifying the product as per the taste and preferences of the customer. Okay, first one is development of a new product, modifying the existing product, adjusting the process as per the availability of raw material, and making modifications in the product as per the interest and taste and preferences of the customers. These are major tasks that R&D people have to do in the company. Look at the key term. These people are responsible for developing the new product and improving the old product. Next, they will perform tasks such as transferring complex technologies and adjusting processes to local raw materials, and moreover altering products to the taste and specifications of the customers. These 2 points will explain about meaning of R&D. So once again, what do R&D people do? Let's say 4 activities. Development of a new product, modify or improving the existing product, adjusting the process as per local raw materials, altering the products as per taste and specifications. Meaning of R&D. After this, R&D people need to follow certain policies. Stands for R&D policies. What are these R&D policies? First one, R&D people are responsible for product or process improvement. R&D people do 2 types of researches. Stress basic research or stress basic research. R&D team have conducted brainstorming sessions and came with a new innovative product that market haven't seen so far. This is called as stress basic research. Applied research, someone have did research and they are simply copying it. If any company do stress basic research, they are R&D leaders. If they are going for applied research, they will be R&D. Now, who are R&D leaders? Any company first time introduces the technology into the market. Now they are called as R&D leaders. Can we say Apple is R&D leader? So many times they have introduced new technologies to the market. On the other hand, we have Xiaomi, R&D follower. He never invent anything. When someone is invented, they will simply copy it for low price. Now this is called stress basic research or applied research, or to be a leader or follower in R&D. Now R&D process, how it can be? They can develop robotics or manual type process. How much money to spend on R&D? High, average, low. Depends on financial capability of a company. That is also R&D policy. Next, perform R&D within the firm or outsource R&D. Two options. Now when to perform in-house, when to outsource, depends on condition, market condition. I will tell you the concept. But two options are there with the company. Either perform R&D within the firm or to outsource R&D to the other firms. And in the company's R&D department, two types of researchers can be used. University researchers or university researchers, the guy who have completed his highest education, like research scholar. Private sector researcher doesn't have research scholarship, but he has experience. R&D policies. Now there are three approaches for R&D. Just now two approaches I have explained. R&D leader. Who is R&D leader? The one who introduces the technology first time to the market is called as R&D leader. Like R&D follower is nothing but innovative imitator of a successful product. Okay, leader means to be the first firm to market new technology. Follower is nothing but innovative imitator of a successful product. Low cost producer. Generally what happens is that when a product becomes successful, most of the people expect the price to come down. There is a successful product which is high at cost. Now what most of the people thinks, if the same kind of product available for low cost, they show interest to buy. Here low cost producers will come. What these people will do? Mass producing the product for low price. The products which have recently introduced and got succeeded. Look at the down. Mass producing the products similar to but less expensive than the product recently introduced. Why they will do this? Second point says, as the new product is accepted by the customer, price becomes increasingly important in the buying decision. That's why what these companies do, increase the volume of production, reduce per unit cost. Such strategy is called as low cost producer. There are three R&D approaches: R&D leader, R&D follower, low cost producer. So meaning of R&D, R&D policies, R&D approaches. Just before I said in-house R&D and outsourcing of R&D, we have some decisions here. When to go for in-house, when to go for outsourcing. This depends on two conditions. Technical changes, market growth. Technical changes are slow, market growth is moderate. Then the strategic choice is in-house R&D. Technical changes are fast, market growth is moderate. Then also you can go for in-house R&D is not warranted, sorry. You can go for outsourcing. It is not suggested to go for aggressive in-house R&D. Don't spend more money on in-house R&D. Less money you can spend on in-house R&D. Technological changes are slow, market is very fast, then outsourcing is best. Not enough time for in-house R&D. Obtain R&D from outside. Next situation is both are fast. Don't have in-house R&D, don't invest money also in R&D. Because technology is changing so fastly. You might have launched a new technology very quickly, it become outdated. So obtain R&D expert from a well-established firm from the market. That's about R&D. Meaning of R&D, R&D policies, R&D approaches, R&D decisions. R&D is over. The next functional area that we have is logistics and SCM. What is logistics stands for? Transportation. There are some big companies for which even logistics is also a major functional area. For the companies which will deal with multiple products, logistics deals with transportation. We can say Effective logistics strategy will help the company to gain competitive advantage. Because when logistics is good, faster delivery. When faster delivery happen, customer satisfaction. If customer satisfaction is high, competitive advantage. For this, the key term would be the second point. The objective of logistics is to ensure that right materials are available at a right place, right time, of the right quality and at the right cost. This is what logistics meant for. If transportation is good, the right materials will be available at a right place, right time, right quality and right cost. And if this happens effectively, so many advantages company can gain. Look at this. If logistics is good, cost will be. You don't need to maintain huge inventory. In time raw material has come. In time finished goods went out of the market. Now this will help you to reduce the. If you are maintaining minimum inventory, you will be in profits. You are not supposed to maintain huge inventory of raw material stock and finished goods stocks. So effective logistics will help to reduce inventory. Effective logistics will improve delivery time. If delivery time is improved, if customer is satisfied, company can gain. In time raw material comes, production will happen smoothly. Smooth production, advantages. So what is a major key term that you have to keep in your mind for logistics? Right materials are available at right place, right time, right cost of a right quality. Logistics manager need to keep all these issues in mind while preparing logistics strategy. Let's understand the issues. First point, logistics manager need to think of what source of raw material and components are available for what? For production, right? Transportation. Why a logistics guy will think of production? Isn't it? It will happen because from morning it is happening. Sir, we are already thinking after 8 o'clock you will be saying, who am I? Where am I now? I think it will happen after 8 o'clock. You are listening to SM, Strategic Management. We are in which chapter? What is the title of the chapter? What is the time now? You are perfect. Okay, a logistics guy need to think of what components are available to transport. Because a particular factory may have so many goods to transport. Logistics guy need to check how many goods are available to transport. Next, for that company, how many? There are some factories which will have multiple manufacturing locations, and in those multiple manufacturing locations, will they be manufacturing different products? No? Yes. What products are being made at each location? For all the product, same mode of transportation is okay. That's why mode of transportation. If it is a perishable good, speedy mode of transportation, logistics guy need to check with this. Then nature of what kind of distribution facilities are used, because only logistics will not enough to satisfy the customer. Along with the logistics, what need to be effective? Distribution channel. Because through logistics, company will never take the product directly to customer. Through logistics, company will take the product to distributor. Now it is distributor's responsibility to give it to customers. That's why logistics manager need to check with the efficiency of. Then material handling equipment. What material you are transporting, what equipment you are using, check with that. If it is a heavy machinery, you need a crane to pick it and keep it in the vehicle. Equipment. If it is a flammable, you need a closed container. If it is a perishable good, you need related equipment to transport it. Logistics guy need to take care of all these things. Next one, inventory. In logistics, check with your inventory. What amount of raw material is needed, what amount of finished goods is ready to transport, and whether to have the own vehicles or to hire the vehicles. All these decisions need to be taken care by whom? Yes. Meaning of logistics, issues of logistics, advantages of logistics. Along with the logistics, there is a one more concept called SCM, stands for supply chain management. What is SCM stands for? It creates, like, simple point, all the activities from point of origin to point of consumption is supply chain. That's it. All the activities that happens from point of origin to point of consumption. Now, can we say logistics is a part of supply chain? Yes, because broader, like supply chain is a very broader concept. From point of origin to point of consumption, all the activities that happens will come into supply chain. That's where the point says it offers linkage between suppliers, manufacturers and customers. It includes all the activities from point of origin to point of consumption. Now, if any company have to successfully implement supply chain management, they have to follow some steps. These steps are nothing but first they have to go for product development. This is step 1. It came as heading, but actually it is step 1. In SCM, step 1 is product development. They have to decide what kind of product that they need to manufacture. In order to develop the product, what they need? Resources. Then they have to go for procurement. After they got the resources, they have to go for manufacturing. While manufacturing, they have to follow a technique called JIT. JIT stands for minimum inventory. Yeah, just in time stands for minimum inventory. Successful implementation of supply chain management. When you do production, maintain minimum inventory. That is have to be done. Next, after the production happens, physical distribution. If needed, go for outsourcing of activities. Some activities you perform, some activities give for outsourcing. Sometimes even traditionally performed activities can also be given for outsourcing. There is no restrictions. Only these activities have to be outsourced. This should not. Every activity can be given for outsourcing. There are some companies, they will give 80% of their activities for outsourcing. We have that in organization structures. Network structure. In network structure, what will happen? Large amount of the work is given for outsourcing. That's what it says. Then provide better customer services. Finally, your performance will be improved. That's it. Logistics and SCM. SCM stands for all the activities that happen from point of origin to. Good. Then the last functional area that we have is HR. What do HR people do? Two concepts are there in HR. In that, the first concept is there are some practices that have been done by HR that will have strong influence on employee competencies, which means there are some practices that HR department need to follow, and these practices will have strong influence over the employee. What are the practices that HR guy have to do? So many are there, only 4 has been given for us. In that, the first one is recruitment, and recruitment stands for attracting the talent pool. Selection stands for choosing the best from the talent pool. Understood what I have said? A company has given a newspaper advertisement on so and so date, interview happens. This is recruitment. So many people attended. Now among them, what company do? Selection, choosing the best. HR's first responsibility is to go for recruitment and selection. Look at the term says here, identify, attract and select. Identifying and attracting will come into recruitment, and selection is selecting. An employee got selected. After you select the employee, you should provide them training. Is nothing but imparting the skills so that they can improve their skills. After training also, you have to provide appraisal of, carefully understand this point, appraisal of performance stands for identifying performance deficiencies among employees. Even after giving training, a particular employee is not able to do his job effectively. Then what you should do? Again, give him coaching and training. This stands for appraisal of performance. Look at this point, what the explanation says. The performance appraisal is to identify any performance deficiencies from the employee. Then if you identify what you have to do, it can be solved through counseling, coaching and training. So first recruitment and selection, then training, then appraisal of performance. An employee will not effectively work if he is not properly compensated. Compensation is nothing but the firm can usually increase the competency of its workforce by paying good pay benefit packages. If employee has to work for you for a longer period of time, you have to offer better package than your competitors. This will help you to retain the most capable employees. This is about some of the practices that HRs have to do in order to influence the competencies. After this, there is one more topic we have. This topic stands for roles of strategic manager. The concept is human resource manager will play some strategic roles. Strategic roles of HR manager in the company. What are the strategic roles? HR will provide purposeful. In the organization, HR deals with people. HR will lead the people and the organization towards a common direction. HR will build core competency also in the company. What are core competencies? Unique strengths, same topic. Unique strengths that cannot be shared by. For any company, can their employees be unique strength? Yes. That company is having skilled employees like no other company in the market. So, yeah, we can say Apple. Microsoft is also. Microsoft is having skilled employees in the world. In India, TCS is having skilled employees, which means for these companies, employees are acting as a core competency. Even HR will help to create. Can you tell me what are the two ways of gaining competitive advantage? And being, if these two things have to be done, do you need manpower? To develop the product for low cost and to create uniqueness, do you need manpower? Yes, that's why for these two things to achieve, company need highly committed and competent workforce. Now, who will bring this workforce into the company? And HR will facilitate change also. Whenever change happens, HR will try to adopt that particular change. Workforce diversity. Big companies will have so many types of employees. Like workforce diversity can be male and female, young and old, educated and uneducated, skilled and professional. Is it okay to deal in the same way with all these people? Different people need to be dealt in different ways. HR's biggest challenge. That is what it says. Management of diversified workforce is a great challenge for HR because young and old will be there, educated, uneducated, skilled and unskilled. Dealing with all of them is a major challenge, and maintaining a good environment among them is also a big challenge. Maintaining diversified workforce. Then what HR have to do? Empowerment of human resources. Empowerment means, yes, letting the others to realize their own potentials. Like you have potentiality, but you are not recognizing it. Someone helped you to recognize that potentiality, which means they are empowering you. HRs empower whom? Employees. That's called as empowerment. Look at the meaning empowerment. Authorizing every member of a society to take their own destiny and realize their full potential. Now HR is empowering whom? Employees. So that employee can recognize his own potential and work for his best. And finally, HR should develop ethics and culture. HRs need to maintain a cohesive environment in the organization. These are roles. These are the roles that HR need to play in the organization. With this, HR two concepts. Some of the competencies and roles that HR need to play. These are a quick sum up of all the functional strategies and what is happening in those functional areas.